Hello, everyone. This is Maureen, and first let me say Happy New Year to you. That's right, this is January the 1st, 2025. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness, folks. I'm here today to share with you the devotional that I have chosen for us to study through this year. Now, some of you may think, what in the world? But let me first ask you a question. Have you ever felt lost in the darkness, overwhelmed by anxiety and the weight of depression? If we're honest with ourselves, we all have at one time or another. Anxiety and depression can make us feel like we're trapped in a suffocating blanket or just a huge layer of darkness. But I want you to imagine for just a moment a lighthouse out on a cliff, maybe out on a peninsula, or a rock clear away from the land. And its beam is shooting out into the fog, into the night, guiding the ships to safely. So, even in our darkest moments, prayer can be our powerful source of light and healing. In Psalms 27:1, we find these words: The Lord is my light and my salvation. So, whom should I fear? Therefore, it helps us to understand that prayer becomes our beacon in the midst of our bouts of anxiety, depression, darkness. So I tell you all that to say that this year my devotionals are all going to center around how we can help ourselves and one another battle these bouts of anxiety and depression through prayer. So I have chosen this little book. It's entitled 365 Days of Prayer for Depression and Anxiety. Now, it's put out by Broad Street Publishers, and I've left the link for you down in the description box in which you can go and purchase your own copy if you wish to have one. Now, there are many of us, myself included, that suffer from depression and anxiety, one or the other, and in many cases both, because one does tend to lead to the other. And many of us are very fortunate to control it for the most part by medication. But I believe as well that many times we do not use a much powerful source of helping us through that, and that's through prayer with God. Now, before I go any further, I am not saying dump your pills and just only rely on God. No, 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 no. I am not saying that. You continue with your medication, whatever it is your doctor has you on, or whatever regimen you follow in order to keep yourself healthy so that you can stay out of those areas of anxiety and depression. You keep on with that. But I also believe that through the power of prayer and truly diving in and expressing to God when it is that we have these doubts and fears and troubles, we all know that God is there with us. In fact, our devotional for today is titled Never Alone. And our Bible verse that goes along with this idea comes from Deuteronomy 31:8. So let's dive into those words and I'll explain to you what I mean. The Lord Himself will go before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you nor forget you. So don't be afraid and don't worry. Aren't those wonderful words? He is there with us. Now, I heard someone tell me one time, God's not just with us. He's before us. He's behind us. He's on either side of us. And He is in us. Every day when we go to the Lord with our troubles, with our triumphs, or if we just want to sit down and have a friendly chat with Him as if we were sitting down with a cup of tea with a neighbor, God is there always ready and willing to listen. He wants us to communicate with Him, and He wants us to always share with Him the deepest, darkest corners of our lives, because that's where anxiety and depression live. And if we don't share those areas with Him, He cannot reward us with the help that He has waiting right there for us to ask for. God, nowhere in the Bible does it say that I should strive to do things on my own. Your word repeatedly reminds me that you partner with the weak and willing, and you give them strength. You meet me where I feel the most vulnerable. So thank you for being with me in the middle of my greatest triumphs and my deepest struggles. You have not forgotten about me. You pull me out of my comfort and my angers. I choose to let go of my worry today and trust that you are at work in every single detail of my life. Notice that part? In every single detail of my life. Holy Spirit, I invite you into my weakness today. Give me eyes to see what you are doing as I cling to you. Thank you that I am not alone in any situation. Help me to remember today, above all else, you are with me. I think we tend to limit God many times, or that maybe we don't limit Him, but maybe we just feel like He doesn't need to be bothered. And that's not what our God is about. He created us for fellowship. And fellowship means the good times and the bad. So let us set as our goal this year to be more open with God, to search His Word every day, because this little book, folks, is filled with verse upon verse upon verse to remind us that God is there. As it says in Psalms 23, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'm not alone. He is with me. His rod and His staff, it comforts me. So no matter whether we're on the mountaintop, and I like to say, but especially when we're down in the deepest, darkest throes of our life, we are never alone. So I'm going to end with this one little thought for you today. When doubts fill my mind, your comfort gives me renewed hope and cheer and comfort. Take that with you today. Every time you feel anxiety start to grip, stop just a moment and close your eyes. Reach out to God. Remind yourself more than Him that He is there with you, holding your hand. When you feel the darkness shrouding you and you can't breathe, close your eyes. Talk to God. That's all He asks for, and He will be there. You will feel Him. Thank you so much for being here with me today, and I hope to see you tomorrow and every day throughout this year as we come together to fight anxiety and depression. So until tomorrow, remember, I love you guys. Bye.